Hello everybody, Joe Tactical here again. In this video I'm going to share with you the very popular, I guess you could say, adventure medical kits pocket survival pack. Okay, and that's PAK spelled P-A-K. Let me just touch base on pre-made kits before I even get into anything in here. Now I'm going to use as just a reference, and I'm not discrediting the Emergency Essential Company in any way, shape, or form, but these pre-made kits, this is a good example of a not-so-great pre-made kit. You know, they have a little bit of everything, and for the money, you really probably couldn't go, I don't want to say you couldn't go wrong, but you couldn't have as much capabilities as like this $120 kit if you were going to buy it individually. But with that being said, there are some key elements to these kits, these pre-made kits, that are very lacking. And what I mean is, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a backpack in with this kit. Those backpacks are absolutely horrible. So if you need this stuff to save your life, what worse situation to be in is having something to carry all these essential items for survival, and that carry system fail. Okay. Another example, not to just criticize the carrying system, but the multi-tool and a couple other little odds and ends stuff. Now, with that being said, something is better than nothing. But if you're gonna try to prepare a little bit better. If you wanted to, let's say, buy this kit and you had a JanSport backpack just for a very high value kind of thing, like a $40 JanSport backpack, you could put in that place and then upgrade a multi-tool if you wanted to or whatever, and then other little cheesy things in the kit down the road, maybe a really good compass. I wouldn't necessarily discard like the compass that comes with this kit, but I would just add a really nice compass, and then that would be your backup, just to check to make sure your first one's accurate and or the second one's accurate. Backups are always good. Okay, so I hope you guys are understanding what I'm trying to just basically tell you, which you probably already know anyway. Pre-made kits are really gimmicky. Another thing is when you go and you buy a first aid kit, for example, 101-piece first aid kit. Wow, that sounds like it has everything you need in it. Well, when you get 85 of the same size Band-Aids in that kit, it's not all it's cracked up to be. So the pre-made kits are good, but they're not. This does a little bit more. This kind of gets it a little bit closer. Okay, this little pocket survival pack here. And what I mean by that is there are some things that are a quality issue, a little bit, but not bad at all. Okay, in no way, shape, or form. And this kit's like 25 bucks. Now you got your Fox 40 whistle in there, a little button compass, a roll of duct tape up in there, some fire tinder and stuff. And I'll get to everything in a little more detail in a minute. But this is a pretty good kit. Okay. Now my main beef with the whole thing would be I'm going to add another fire steel to this kit. That's just me, and if you guys have seen any of my other videos where I talk about fire kits or whatever, I'm what's the word? What's the term I'm looking for here? I find that having a great fire kit is essential. Okay, I don't know if there's a term for that or what, but it is what it is. Fire capabilities can save your life in many different ways and also boost morale. So fire is a must. And this thing looks kind of like the same flint that they put on your lighter or something like that. So I don't really know how good that is. If it's small enough, and I know this seems a little ridiculous, but if it's small enough after I add a couple other little things into this baggie here, I will still leave this in the kit. So basically the kit will be as it came with some additional items. Okay, so and that might seem a little ridiculous to some people, but having extra stuff, especially life-saving extra stuff, is kind of a must. You don't just want to put all your eggs in one basket, so that's where I'm at with that. Now let's go through this. Let me see here. Alright, this is going to be very fun putting this back in here, by the way. Alright, you got your little safety pin, and you got some fishing hooks and everything else. You got your fire tinder, and this stuff's pretty cool. I might add an additional pack of fire tinder, a little bit bigger than this, if I can stuff it in there and it can take it. You got some hard wire, and then you have some like high strength nylon thread. I'm not exactly sure the tensile strength of this thread, but it looks like pretty good quality. So I think if you had to make like a snare or something like that, or even emergency shelter, I think you would be okay with that. Your roll of duct tape. Now, I don't know. I like the little roll of duct tape here. Like if you rewrap it on like a toothpick or a pencil or something like that, or wherever this is on, a little plastic tube. But I don't know if I like this or wrapping it around a card more, because you really get a lot more on a card. Now, granted, it's taking a little bit more space, but if you feel that you are a person that uses duct tape for a lot of things, you might want to consider that if your system will allow you to carry that much. Okay? And it's really hard, at least for me, it's really hard to do a pocket survival kit, because that's just, you're sacrificing so much. But sometimes if that's all you can take, that's all you can take. And you got your little Fox 40 whistle. Awesome little whistle. Really shouldn't fail you, so won't have a backup in this kit. But on my EDC, I carry a whistle in addition to a survival kit. And actually, I think I carry 2 on my EDC. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's just what I do. You got some string here. This kind of looks almost like the string that's in 550 cord, but it's thicker than one of the strands. Okay, and I don't know if you could pull this apart. I don't really think that would be in your best interest, because I think that would really weaken it. Okay, so, but you have a good amount of string. You have a signaling mirror here, which is really good to have. And also, keep the plastic that it comes in, because prevent that from getting scratched up, because then it'll get a little hazy and won't work as accurate. This little magnifier, I don't really know how I feel about this little magnifier. I know that you could probably start fire or something if you had to, or whatever. I'm not sure yet. It's kind of cheesy, but it's very thin. It's like paper thin, and if I find a reasonable amount of use for it, I'll probably keep it in there anyway. It's so thin. But I am going to do some things with that to basically check to see if it meets up to my expectations, or not my expectations, but my needs. Also, this skinny little pencil here. Now, this pencil for me, I'm probably going to make an electrical tape cap for this so it doesn't puncture this bag. Okay, and I'll actually do that right now just to show what I mean by that. It's not going to be anything super special. I'm going to take some electrical tape here. Just a little piece. I'm just going to make a little pen cap. I'll do it this way so you guys can see. I'm going to put it on there with some overhang. Length's not an issue, but thickness is. Okay? I'm just going to roll it on there. And it's not taking up any extra room. And now I can't put a hole in my bag, or in my little plastic survival pack here, my little Ziploc clear bag, that could compromise the gear that could save my life. Just a little thing. You see how easy it was? You see it took like a ½ inch of electrical tape, 3/4 of an inch, whatever, and now that's secure. I thought about taking that out of the pack, but because the pencil is so thin, I'm not going to do that. Alright? Your little button compass. I would like to buy these by the case, and I would like to put a second one in this kit, and I will do that. I also carry a small compass on my EDC as well. But sometimes you got a bad feeling about trusting a compass, and you're like, man, this definitely doesn't feel like northwest or whatever, northeast, west, whatever. So it's good to verify it with one or two more in addition to that first one, okay? And of course, you'd like to get a $60 or $80 compass or whatever, but sometimes you just can't carry all that because, again, this is a pocket system. All right, so there's compasses the size of this bag. You got to be a little realistic. I'm not planning on needing any of this, so I carry it. You follow what I'm saying? Now, this cheesy striker, does it work? Yeah, it works. Do I want to depend on this with my life? Not at all. But on my EDC, I carry the the Strike Force fire steel with tinder in that, and I also carry 2 bars of trioxane, not to mention the wet fire, in my cargo pocket as well. So this is kind of like a backup, if you will. And also, this kit is to serve as if, for whatever reason, I don't have one piece of my EDC gear on me. I have this, so I could still survive. Would it be uncomfortable in a horrible situation? Probably. But would I live to tell the tale? Hopefully. Okay? It's just doing what I can do to be responsible for me in any situation that may or may not come up. Alright, now the fun part. Trying to get this stupid thing out of the bag. I am not going to unfold that. Okay? That thing's like a map. This is a blade in here. But I'm just trying to get an idea on about how long. It's about I don't think it says it either, which is weird. It's about a 1 1/4 inch blade on there, and I guess this is kind of like a scalpel in an emergency situation. It's flexible enough to where I don't think you could do any type of tasks with it. If you were really careful, maybe you could cut the string and stuff like that. Other than that, I wouldn't even try it, and really I wouldn't even mess with it at all, because what happens if you mess up with this and now you got cut? So it's not the right tool for the job. Use this only as some type of medical need or whatever. Okay, I'm not an expert. I'm not military. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not a medical professional or anything, so I don't know. All the more reason why I probably shouldn't even mess with it. Alright, but I am still going to keep it in the kit, because if I'm somewhere and I don't have the ability or the skills to be able to handle the problem, maybe somebody else around does. And that's what it's all about too, thinking about other people and thinking about yourself and everybody's needs around you, to a certain extent. Alright, now, let me get this stupid stuff out here. This is pretty cool. This just shows you like the contents and everything. And this is kind of cool because it'll break things down a little bit. If you were like, hey, I used something out of here, but I can't remember what it was, this kind of will help you with that to be able to restock it, I guess, if you wanted to use it for that. This kind of basic instructions here. And, it goes over different things with the kit, from signal and mirror stuff, some knots and everything, poison oak, poison ivy, writing SOS different ways and stuff like that to get yourself out of a situation. And also, I'm probably going to make a video. There's some shelter stuff there too. That's actually in one of my books right there, actually. Literature is very important, because if you're in an emergency situation and you have a kit and everything, you have a lot of downtime and you're sitting there and your mind's kind of going crazy. It's good to have something to occupy your mind, and more so than just this kit. Like, I would probably sit there and I would go through this and read this several times just to try to pass the time, and to not just sit there thinking, oh my God, am I going to die from this? Am I going to die from this? It kind of keeps you focused on something else, and something that could be useful. Okay. Also, in my EDC, my everyday carry, I also carry like a survival handbook. I try to get it as small as possible. I carry that around with me everywhere I go, mainly just to kind of touch up on skills. But if something were to happen, I could pass the time, whatever. If you're waiting for an appointment or something like that, you got 45 minutes of downtime. You sit there, crack it open, sharpen your skills on whatever it may be. And also, if you are thrown in that survival type of situation, you do have a handbook, so you can be like, oh man, what was I supposed to do? Because stress levels are up and everything. It's good to kind of, recap on some things. You'd be like, okay, it's cool. I'll just take care of this. I got to take care of that first. Then I'll do this, and this tree will work for that. So it's kind of a good sense of confidence for doing that as well. But if this is all you have, that'll do it too. But I would recommend getting a pocket survival booklet or something like that, little tiny handbook, as small as you can get, and carry it with you. And I also carry in the other pocket, I carry a copy of the Constitution and Declaration of Independence. So it's cool because if I have some downtime somewhere, I can either read up on our rights or about shelter making or whatever. So that's just my 2 cents on that. So long story short, right, that's what's good about stuff like this. Not just to use the skills on it, but just kind of pass the time, too, in that type of situation. All right, it's got a couple pieces of paper here so that way you can, write a note for somebody or whatever. And if you say, hey, I headed northwest or whatever, if they knew you to be at that last particular point, you had to move for whatever reason. But it's a pretty good kit. I don't really mind it. The only thing I really have a problem with would be this fire striker. But everything else, for the most part, is really good. So, and I got this stuff at Cutlery Shop. And he was a really, really good guy. I ordered it Friday and I got it on Monday, which I was blown away by. I could not believe it. I was blown away by. Great guy. As soon as I called, he seemed like very happy to talk with me, and he answered all of my questions. Also, I ordered this and I ordered another blade, and this is very important to me. Okay, I can be kind of a pain to deal with business-wise, but it's not hard to please me as a professional and me being the customer. Okay, just treat me with respect, give me a decent deal, and don't put my stuff on back order for 3 months. Okay, so and be professional when I talk to you. I called and I said, yeah, I'm getting for example, the K-Bar 1213, and then the Adventure Medical Kit Pocket Survival Pack. And he was like, okay, you want a 1213 and you want the the Pocket Survival Pack. So he kind of knew exactly what I wanted. He knew about the gear that he was selling. He knew it. Okay, that is important. It's not like, hey, is this sheath MOLLE compatible? And he didn't do this. I'm just giving an example here. Is this sheath MOLLE compatible or whatever? I don't know. And then you're like, well, can you find out for me? All right, hold on. And then like 10 minutes later, it should be. And then you get it and it's not. You know what I mean? So that's the difference between customer service. But I got to tell you something. Cutlery Shop. Excuse me. Sorry, I can't speak. Cutlery Shop. Above and beyond my expectations. Definitely gets for this is my first order with them. Definitely my first place to go for like survival type of stuff. And they're kind of limited on that kind of stuff that they carry. But as far as like blades go and like sharpening stuff and different, a lot of blade stuff and defense stuff and everything else like that. Some batons there. Really decent price. And again, the customer service. Sometimes if you save $3 going somewhere else, but you have to wait a month and a half because it's on back order. I don't know about you guys, but when I place an order, I track that thing probably twice a day until it gets to me because I'm excited about my gear. Okay, that's just how I am. So it's good that when I place the order, I get it soon. And sometimes I'll pay a little bit more to get it as soon as possible. But with Cutlery Shop, I didn't have that problem. I got the customer service. I got the gear faster than I thought I was going to get it. I was thinking like Wednesday or Thursday, and it came Monday, which is crazy. But it's awesome. If one person can do business like that, then all you other companies out there that aren't doing business like that need to get on board. Otherwise, it's going to be survival of the fittest. So, just check out Cutlery Shop. And I'm not getting any kickbacks of any kind. I'm just trying to share with you guys like I do with everything else. It's like I always say, let's all learn from each other, so I'm just passing this along to you guys. If you have any questions, any comments, any experience with this, please share with me so that when people ask me stuff, I can share it with them as well. Alright? Again, it's like I always say, let's all learn from each other. Thank you very much for watching. Joe Tactical out.